Am I live? Oh, okay. I guess I'm live right now. Oh, so I'm so annoyed because I literally just tried to do this several times on my phone and it didn't work. Like the math was not mathing, and you know, just a major inconvenience to my life. So I just want to talk about like what my channel is here for, what it's going to be about. Basically, I'm just here to self therapy to heal myself. I don't really want to go into my diagnosis. Well, I mean, hey, why not? Mm, I have complex PTSD. I have anxiety, panic disorder, as well as clinical depression. So I have four different diagnoses. And a lot of times, I'm currently in therapy. I'm in intensive therapy, intensive, intensive outpatient therapy, as well as individual therapy, trauma focused therapy, and dialectical DBT and CBT therapy, as well as hydrotherapy. So, girl, I'm trying, okay? Um, I'll be completely honest. I feel more comfortable going the holistic route. I currently take medications, but I am looking, excuse me. Oh, child. Ooh. I love Nicki Minaj. And whenever she's like, is there snot running down my nose? I'm always get annoyed, but like that was just super embarrassing. So I get it, Nicki. Like, I'm always like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, is there snot running down? But that was just sorry. Just girl child. Feeling a little under the weather and I'm praying to God that I don't get COVID. Heavenly Father, please. Um, this channel is also going to serve me in the way that, it's going to be like, so given that I have those things going on with my mental, um, a lot of things that therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists, whatever you want to call it, whoever you prefer to see, what they will recommend is that you have some type of outlet. A lot of people, especially with complex PTSD, they do journals, but for me, writing hurts my hand and I'm lazy. But I really love to speak. I love to articulate myself. I love to have conversations. I love to talk. I just love speaking. So what I've done is I bought like a little handheld camcorder. I'm sorry, a handheld recorder. And I'll just like the little tape recorder, you just press the button on the side and you can record messages to yourself. And I've been doing that. It's like an old school cassette tape that I purchased from like an antique store. And then I had like, this revelation like, honestly, why not just talk on YouTube and post YouTube videos about what I'm dealing with? One, it's therapeutic for me, and two, it can probably help someone else. Um, hopefully it helps someone else is my main goal. And then also like there's so many channels out here that post just straight up nonsense in my opinion, that post BS, that like this is something that every person on the planet deals with. Whether you know it or not, mental health is something that you suffer from. We all do it. Like maybe you won't experience it to the extent that I have, and I pray to God that you don't, baby, because it's not given wish that on your worst enemy. Like it's given, please don't ever experience anything like that, But we all, the only thing that I say this all the time, the one thing that we have in common as human beings, as we all like to, outline our differences, the one thing we have in common is this planet. So hashtag climate change, hashtag save the earth, hashtag save our turtles, hashtag whatever else, and then mental health. And aside from the fact that we all have organs and we bleed blood, but like those are the two obvious things that we all, no matter what, like we all have to breathe the air on this planet. Like we all need oxygen. Like, are you gonna say that you don't need oxygen to live? Like, do you want to argue? You know what I mean? And we all need a stable. mind, a stable mind. That's what we all need. And so I would just love to create a space where people can speak openly and candidly about what they're going through. Um, and hopefully, me doing that with you all, you know, me doing that is a good, a step in the right direction, because I think that, first of all, it's 2:14 in the morning. 2:15 now. Who needs sleep? Who needs sleep? Who needs it? Who needs sleep? I really want to know. I'm kidding. I'm gonna, like, literally, when I go to sleep, I'm gonna be asleep for days. And I'm sitting up here popping my, oh, who needs sleep, girl? Me. I'm the okay, whatever. But um I just want to create a space where people can just speak openly and candidly about what the fuck is going on. I feel like mainstream media is opening up a door for the conversation about mental health, but I don't see it in the depth that I would like to see it. And you know what I mean? Like, um, the only way that Jubilee speaks about mental health, but not really, like, as far as like informative, but like more so experiences that people have, and it, like, clearly there's some mental health, experiences, and like depression and anxiety comes up a lot. Sometimes you'll hear like bipolar disorder. And I love that channel, by the way. Also, um, also, Lady Gaga did her, which I love, and I'm probably gonna hashtag that and put that in here. Born This Way. Lady Gaga did Born This Way, and she actually has this Born This Way foundation that partners with um, the Coma Project, which is a mental health, um, which is a mental health. Look at my cat, which is a mental health organization, advocation program, or whatever you want to call it. And so I'm seeing conversations like that, but the way that I personally would love to see is like people really detailing their experiences. And obviously, I understand that that's not always the go-to solution. People don't want to talk about their experiences, what they went through, how they developed their disorder, how disorder or um, diagnosis, how they developed their diagnosis. Because, okay, so if you don't know, when you're diagnosed, first of all, if you have never been diagnosed before and you think you're struggling with certain things, the first thing you need to know is they're going to ask you, like, the most traumatic thing in your life. They're going to ask you about your trauma history. Now, from your trauma history, they're going to try to pinpoint and diagnose based on your trauma history. That's if you go to the emergency room. I personally say, do not let a doctor diagnose you with anything unless they have been your doctor for 6 months to a year. Personally, that is the best way to get a diagnosis. And this is something that I know from experience, from myself, from friends, from family members. The best way to get a diagnosis is if you have a doctor that you have worked with, whether it's a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a therapist that you have worked with. I like a therapist who has their doctorate or their LPCS, I think it is, a licensed specialist, as well as a psychologist. Um, a psychiatrist is just the person who subscribes the medication, but therapists and psychologists can do that as well. But a psychiatrist, literally medication management, that's what they do. But long story short, do not do not let a doctor diagnose you with anything unless you have seen them for 6 months or more, preferably a year. But if you are in a situation where you're like, okay, I already kind of know what I think I have, because there's so many diagnoses out there. And you can easily be just thrown in a box if you're in an emergency situation and you're just looking for a quick fix or medication, you can easily just be thrown into a box. So that's just one thing that I wanted to say. Just keep that in mind. Also, um, also, girl. Also, I just want to say, yeah. So why do I rant like this? I have no idea. I'm not ranting. I'm actually really tired, but um, I'm really really tired. But I have so much energy. I need to like. I'm not like. This is my like first official like live thing. Oh, another thing that's been helping me a lot as far as mental health has been journaling. Well, for me, I journal, and my journaling it just looks like an affirmation. I struggle with um, self worth. I'm not insecure. I hate when people say, "Oh, you're just insecure." No, self worth is different from being insecure. Like you can, I guess it is a a form of insecurities. I guess whatever. It doesn't really matter, but I just struggle with self worth, just because of the way I was brought up. It was a bit tragic, um, and so it lead me to create. In my mind, as a child, I developed um, thinking patterns. What is it called? Like belief systems about myself, and from those belief systems, I've had like some things that revolve around self worth. And for me, what I did was what I do instead of because when I journal, it's difficult for me to fill the page up. Like, oh, today I went da 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 da. I did this. I woke up. I did that. I took a shower. I did this. I did that. That's not what my journals look like. My journals look like scrapping. So and I got this from this. I met this girl, and she showed me how to like scrap. You just tear up some magazines and paste it, and just it's on TikTok. It's everywhere. It's really cool looking. And is and I also just write affirmations, and my go-to affirmation is I am worthy. So I literally have journals, like 20, 30 journals, just literally just I am worthy on every single page, written millions and millions and millions of times. Okay, and that helps a lot. um it just brings a lightheartedness about it. So yeah, that's another way meditation helps. Believe this or not, and I find this very interesting. And before I began therapy, I didn't really consider this much. Well, I always thought of meditation like, well, whatever, I heard about it in passing, but I find it very interesting that if you go to therapy and you are in a situation of an emergency state, the first thing the psychiatrist, and the psychologist will tell you to do is meditate. They will tell you to do, if you suffer with anxiety, they will tell you deep breathing, breath exercises, breath work. That is what the doctors will tell you to do. And it's very interesting to me that that is what the doctors recommend, but it's also in other people's like in people's religion to do that. Um, meditate, deep breaths. Like that's really interesting to me. Energy. That's very interesting to me. Like just seeing the concept of energy and positivity and manifestation kind of like reflect itself, eh, manifests itself has love to be cliche, but manifests itself into like mental health. That was very interesting to me. And so, yeah, long story short, this whole channel is gonna just be my outlet, my space where I just come and say what I'm thinking in my head, get it out there, you know what I mean? Like I just want to speak to somebody. I have so many questions. Um I have so many questions. I'm so confused. Um I'm good. I'm good. I have so many questions. I have so much stuff going through my head all the time. It's out there. And the best thing that I can do, honestly, is to just speak my truth. So a little bit about me. Some things I would say about me. My name is Joy. I do go by Rose. Some people call me Rose. Um, Honestly, either way, I'll answer you. But I prefer Rose. But I really like my name Joy, which is my birth name. Um, I am a summer baby. I'm a Gemini. I am 24 years old. Oh, I said a lie. Okay, I'm probably not going to edit this. I'm probably just going to upload this. But if you could just do me a favor and take that second out of your mind, I'm 22 years old. But um, yeah, I do some art sometimes. And I'm self-taught. Nothing really special. It's just simple things like this. And what I oh no, my bear fell off my bear. What I Okay, and this is just like an image of a bear that I scrapped. What I typically do is I'll like think of a prompt for myself. I'll even create a prompt and it just goes like here. Whatever. And I'm hoping one day that I get really good. So as far as my art, I hope one day that I'll, really develop that skill and be able to sell my art. My little brother told me about NFTs and I'm just like, bro, what is that? He's like, girl, do you live under a rock? And I'm like, actually, I kind of do. It's called depression. The rock is depression, but yeah. So I do some art as well to like soothe my. That's my one of my self-soothing things that I go to is art, and that's something I'll present on here as well. What I'll typically do is just create a prompt, or I'll just do a quick little Google search. Um, for me right now, I'm currently in therapy. So what that looks like is they'll give you prompts, and what I'll do is, excuse me, it won't be like an art prompt, but I can like, based on what the prompt says, I can I can transmute that information into a prompt and find a way to make a prompt out of it. Um, so yeah, that's something that I do. And that is something that I would love to bring here on this channel. Oh, let me say this. I'm not a professional. I'm not a therapist, a doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, none of that. I am a patient. I am a patient. Let's be clear. I'm a patient. We would be in the hospital together. So you can either take my advice or you don't like either way, it's up to you. Um, but consult with your doctor first at any point. Anything ever that I say. Like, don't just take my word at, face value. Speak to someone first. Um, and that's just all I want to say about that. But I don't know. I feel good right now. I feel really good. Like, I had a good day. Well, I'm gonna tell you about that in a second. And my goal is to do this every day. My goal is to come on here and do a video every single day. I could, you know, why not? Why not? Everyone else is doing it. Everyone else is doing it. To become a YouTube and get monetized, YouTuber and become monetized is becoming incredibly difficult. So I might as well just put all my eggs and all my effort into this and see if it pops. If it pops, it's meant to be. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll find something else. But like, why not? Like, it's really helping me. Like, talking to no one's on this fucking line right now, but I feel good. Like, I don't know. That's one thing about mental health I would say. Like, if you're when you're in the midst of struggling, literally whatever makes you feel good, find that thing and continue to do it. Because those moments can be so fleeting when you're suffering from things like clinical depression, seasonal depression, major depressive disorder. When you're suffering for something like that, those things the small little moments of joy, of relief, those things can be so fleeting. They seem like they're instantly gone. But um, I'm here to help you through it, through basically some things that I've learned in therapy. Because to me, it's insane. It's literally insane to me that a person would have to pay like $200 an hour for a therapy session. Shouldn't this information be free? If it's gonna save somebody's life, shouldn't it be free? So I'm not a therapist, but what I can do is be the repeat parrot, baby. A repeat parrot and tell you what they told me when I was in therapy. Now, okay. And that's what this channel is going to be about. So it's going to help me. It's going to help you. It's going to help whoever watches. It's going to help me help you. It's going to help me help myself. It's going to help the dog. It's going to help the dog. It's going to help everybody I know. It's going to give. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, yeah. One more thing. I was going to say something. I forgot. Boy, don't turn off the video. He's so cute. One thing I was gonna say, I forgot exactly what I was gonna say. Shoot. Oh. Oh. I forgot. I'll still do actual videos, and my goal is to do. Oh, I keep like it's in the back of my head, and I can't pull it out. What was I gonna say? I'll still do actual videos and upload them and edit them. But I intend on going live for at least an hour today. Matter of fact, like speaking of going live, I like Black China. I'm a huge Black China fan. I'm also a fan of her mom. I'm a Black China stan, and I'm a fan of her mother. Like I'm only a fan of her mother because of Black China. If it wasn't for Black China, I don't know. I was gonna say if it wasn't for Black China, I wouldn't be a fan of her mother, but that's a lie because Black China's mom is such a personality. Like whether her daughter was famous or not, like you would want to be around her. So I don't know. Anyways, Black China's mom, Tokyo Tony. Well, let me just say Tokyo Tony. I don't want to address, call somebody, but not whatever. Tokyo Tony, she goes live for like 6 hours at a time. And at first I thought, whoa, this is ridiculous. Who's going to watch all that? But there's like 9,000 views, 10,000, 15,000, 30,000 on 6 hours. People watch it. Like maybe you can only watch 20 minutes a day, but it may take you a while to, finish all the footage. But people are watching, and that's really cool to me. I really, really appreciate that. So for me, and like, if she can go, she's super, super busy. She's an entrepreneur. She has so much stuff going on. She just, she's doing her thing. And if she can do all the things that she's doing and still get on live on YouTube for 6 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours a day, I can commit to an hour a day. So that's, my motivation was Tokyo Tony. So girl, shout out to you for being persistent, for being a role model, for being a go-getter, for inspiring me. I really appreciate that. And also shout out to you for making Black China. Period. Yeah. Now, one thing I was going to say is I actually recorded a video yesterday. And in that video, I kind of talked so much about like how I'm just generally very confused about like religion and how like okay. Oh, I got it. My number one thing about my channel is to bring responsibility back to ourselves. Emotional responsibility, integrity, grit. Responsibility needs to be on. We need to be responsible for our own actions, our emotions, and our circumstances. I think that we live in a world today where everyone is okay with pointing the finger like you're this, you're that, you're this. We live in a world that we're trying to get away from our nasty habits of being closed-minded. So the beautiful thing about that is that new generations and the generations to come are more open with things like sexuality, with things like gender, with things like interracial relationships, race, and beauty standards. Like there's so many things that we're fortunate enough to see now that was not seen in the past. And to me, the negative to that fact is that there's so many people who don't want to be associated with being closed-minded, with being a racist, with being a homophobic person. Also, I'm not even sure if I can say those words. With being a person who's like weird about race, with being a person who's weird about gender, who's weird about sexuality, you know what I mean? If that's the case, and so I'm sorry, so we're trying to get away from that so that what the thing that we do, we think that we're holding people accountable for their actions, which slippery slope. But the thing that we end up doing is pointing constant blame. And I feel like I just think humanity is just there's this shift happening, and I can see it happening, and it's difficult to watch. And in the shift, it's like we're in the midst of us trying to be more open-minded, trying to be accepting and loving of all people. We're literally becoming closed-minded in another way, because what we're doing is all we're doing is having we have this concept of positivity and negativity, and we have two mindsets. One mindset set falls under a positive mindset, and the other mindset falls under the negative mindset. And for me, just what I've seen, like things like being closed-minded about sexuality, things about being closed-minded about gender and race. This is this hand, the right hand, the closed-minded people, the negative mindset. While if you're open, accepting, and loving, and educated, and an advocate, and a protester, you're on the on the left side, and and you are you're on the left side, and you are on the positive mindset. And what that does is it creates friction, because some people just can't change, they can't develop their brains. They just literally cannot step up their mentalities. And honestly, I used to be someone with a lot of with a fixed mindset. I used to be weird about stuff that doesn't make sense. I have my own implicit biases, and that's actual factual. But in today's society, I would be grouped in the negative mindset. But the thing about that is, when we're saying, hey, you're wrong for your mindset, hey, you're wrong for saying that, hey, you're wrong for this, you're wrong for that, you shouldn't have did this, you shouldn't have did that, we are putting the blame on the other person. We're getting away from the fact that we're all human. We're all here to share this space and have the human experience. And in actuality, there's so much stuff about like this new generation is super confusing to me, but then there's so much about it that I get. A girl, I was watching a podcast, and I don't remember her name, and I don't remember the name of the podcast, but she made a beautiful point about sexuality. She was just explaining why gender norms are changing, why the roles of genders are changing, and how people want to be called, referred to as I'm sorry, please forgive me, I don't want to say anything wrong, but there's another label for he, she, they, them. There's something else. I believe it's X or Z. So some people are looking to be called that. And and the reason why I looked up podcasts about this is because I genuinely just didn't understand it. I didn't get it. I'm like, what? I don't get it. Like, I understand why people are looking to become transition from one gender to another, but I didn't, my brain has processed the gender roles of male and female, that I could not allow myself to process and open my ears, my mind, and my heart to a new idea, if that makes sense. And The reason why I'm bringing this up is because this woman, she looks in the camera and she's like, listen, we're just trying to have a normal human experience, everyone. And the only thing that matters is our humanity. So it doesn't matter that I want to be called Zed. Doesn't matter that they may want to be called them. No. And I was just like, that's a beautiful way to think about it. And you know what? I can only respect it. Because the only thing we're here to experience is joy. And if that makes you happy, if that brings you joy, I can only respect it. 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 Girl, what am I talking about? Uh-huh. But yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. So things like that, that's some things I want to talk about here. I also want to speak about things that are more spiritual, like astral projecting. And the reason why I'm like super confused about that, spiritual things like that, because I'm like, is that real? Like, are you literally telling me that I can leave my body and go to another dimension whenever I choose to? And that, like, according to the CIA, the fucking government, according to them, we all can do it. And when we die, we're supposed to we're supposed to practice astral projecting, um, while we're alive. Because when we pass away, we have to get through the astral plane in order to go to hell or heaven, in order to go to our final destination. And to me, it's just literally insane that that's not taught. And then there's these things like aliens are real. And you know, what blows my mind is like, I already think, like, I already think I'm already dealing with mental health stuff. So to find out that like things like aliens are actually real, it doesn't help. You know what I mean? Like I'm already like out of it 90% of the time because of PTSD and like ruminating and hyper focusing and flashbacks and just being depressed and experiencing my symptoms. I'm like zoned out 90% of the time because of those things. So when I come back to reality, I realize that the reality isn't even what I thought it was because the government lied. And then they have the audacity to release like the CIA files about it. Why? Why are you like this? Um and these are real files like I actually read from the CIA website. And maybe I should try to include like a link or something, or read it out loud on YouTube one day, but I don't know. I don't even know if that's allowed. If it's not allowed and they take it down, I'm just gonna be like, whatever. Like, if you really want the information, it's on their website. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. But to me, it's just really weird. Like, that's something that's really, it's really blowing my mind. It's really blowing my mind that you can literally leave your body. On Netflix, there's this show called Behind Her Eyes, and that is basically what astral projection is. You can leave your body. That to me, first of all, DC school systems failed me. I just realized at the age of 24 years old that dinosaurs were real. DC education system failed me. I thought dinosaurs was just as fictitious as fucking aliens. Girl, what? So you gonna tell me dinosaurs are real? Because I thought that dinosaurs and what else? God. Oh, let me look at these messages with this bitch. This girl, like I was speaking to her about like dinosaurs are real, and she's like, "Girl, what?" To me, dinosaurs like what? Sorry, Ace. Sorry, I was gonna talk about something else that I've whatever. Anyways, that's really confusing to me. Um, I bring that up because I have these experiences where I'm pretty sure that I am astral projecting, but I'm also not really sure. So it's like, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Like, who knows? But then, like reading into it, what it is, according to the government, I guess I am. I guess I do it, and I do it when I'm awake, when I'm lucid. I do it when I'm sleeping. But I'm if I go to like a deep sleep, like when if I intentionally like, you know what, I'm going to sleep, cut the shit, I don't do it. But it's weird. It's like it happens, you know. Um, sorry, it's weird. So my whole thing is, I just can't get behind the fact that they lied to us about that. Like that's a whole lie. Like I mean, I guess it's not really a lie because it's just like omitting the truth. And the truth would be that we can all astral project, and that's what we're supposed to do. Apparently, like they just neglected to tell us that. But then it makes me wonder, like, if you just ever think about the world that we live in, do you know that it could be completely different than what we live right now? So, like, and you know what's weird about that is like they try to like sell us like in school that this concept of a utopia and that it's not real, it's not realistic, but then and that like there will always be conflict with humanity. And I'm not saying I don't know. I'm not saying that's true. I'm not saying that's false. But my thing is that I'm confused about is I'm just genuinely confused. I need answers. And you know, honestly, I'm not the type that's gonna seek to find or nothing. I'm gonna follow my spirit, my heart, my soul, my mind, my body. I'm gonna follow that. I'm like not that pressed to like I was given the information for the CIA, but that's not something I thought of on my own to go find. You know what I mean? Some of that stuff I already intuitively knew, but that's a bit different story. um, I just ranted about nothing, and now I can't remember my point. Give me a second. It's gonna take her a while to get it back. It's gonna take her a while. I guess my point is this: imagine what the world would be like if all children learned that, like, astral projection was an actual factual thing. That like the universe is created to give you the life that you desire, and then like what? Hello, can you hear me? Sorry. like the universe is meant to be to give you whatever you desire, and then like your like anything you think in your brain can be manifested as the truth, will be manifested as the truth. And then like imagine if you knew this stuff as a kid. Imagine how far would I have gotten if I would have known as a kid that dinosaurs were actually real. I know I'm kind of being funny, but like also I'm like dead ass serious. Like, is there a reason why we're not taught astral project? But then like I think about like the value of money, and I think about what most people do on with 90% of their time is work to make money so that they could spend it later and save it so they can live off of money. To me, something about that just really blows my mind. You know what I mean? Like something about that makes me like go deep inside of my subconscious and like really ponder. Like something about the fact that we work to make money that we just spend on living. That makes no sense. We live to make money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. I'm also kind of tipsy. I had like 4 shots tonight, whatever. And it's really like, but like, you guys probably like this bitch crazy, but you know, whatever, whatever. But think about it. We literally work. We live to work a job. We live our life to spend majority of our time in school. School leads us to what? Eventually being able to get a job or start a business. So we live to work, to create income in order to spend income to live. That makes no sense to me. I have to go work for a paycheck. And from that paycheck, I have to wake up in the morning. I rise out of consciousness. From that moment, from that paycheck, from that moment, I go to work and I get a check. From that check, I come return back to home to pay bills in order to live, for food, for water, for gas, for utilities, for my bed, for my animals. Like that to me blows my mind. We literally work for money and then we spend the money to live. We wake up and live our lives making money. Everybody, whether you're a multimillionaire, whether you are just a basic bitch like me and you got a typical 9 to 5, or you on your hustle, you got your own business, or whatever the case may be, you're an independent contractor. We all live our lives to work, to make money. And from there, at me saying it over and over again, it's not gonna make my point more powerful. So maybe, but let me just say it one more time. Just one more time, and I swear I won't again. But think about what I'm saying to you. We live we live our lives, human beings live our lives to work, to work, to work for a check. And from that check, we spend it on life. Things that bring us value, that we think is what life is, like a house, a car, this or that. You know what Ace lives to do? Ace lives for comfort. You know what I mean? When he lives his life, he's not worried about a check. He lives for comfort. Animals live for comfort. They live life to make the world go round. You know? At least like if AC poops somewhere, well actually you're not supposed to do this, but this is probably, let's use a cow for example. If there was a cow named Ace and that cow took a shit, oh, not you peeing. Get in the cage. Is he just sweaty? Cage. It felt like he peed on me. Well, it's just like a little. I think he's just sweaty. Come here, Ace. Cage. I think he's just sweaty. I was gonna take the thing off of him, his sweater off, but he didn't walk over it. When I said, "Come here, Ace," he's like, "Girl, I'm over you. You just told me to get in the cage." But like, he gets out of the cage now. He's running around. Um, think about that stuff just for a second, and just let me know what you think. That's all I'm gonna say. But all I want to say is like, to me, that's really weird. We do that. Oh, what was I gonna say? From a cow. Say there's a cow called Ace. That cow's poop would fertilize the ground. Would fertilize the ground. It gives us milk, cheese, all dairy products. Well, not all dairy products, but milk, butter, cheese, things like that. Yogurt. A cow does that. It eats from the grass that it fertilizes. Hmm. Yet we what? But you know what? Actually, I think I just made. I think I just made myself think. Like, anyways, child. I'm confused. To me, that stuff is this what like people do when they're high? Like they just think about stuff like this, but only like. But for me, I'm not high. I'm a little tipsy. I'm a little drunk. But this is a conversation that I would. These are things that I think about regardless. That's weird to me. I know it's weird to y'all. That has to be weird. I'm not the only one. I can't be alone. Like it's really strange. But like if that was in the system, I guess what I was gonna say is like if that was in the system, if we didn't live to make money, what else would we do? If money was like not a thing, like if money didn't matter, what would we do? Because to me, it's so strange. Like some things just make no sense to me. It's like a foreign concept to me. And this is one of them. It makes no sense. It's so strange to me. That's so strange. Let me put my glasses back on, child. But that's so strange. That's so strange. Whoa. Girl, my head hurts. But just the fact that you what? Oh my god, like my brain is oh my god. Okay, I may sound a little crazy, but that's okay. Like that is fine. I'm just confused. It creeps me out. And you know another thing that creeps me out? Social media. Even though I'm obviously indulging, I obviously do indulge, but I remember one time like I woke up one day and it really bothered me that first of all, I don't have that many followers on Instagram. I only have like 1,800 followers. But I woke up one time. Well, I had another account and it had like 7,000 followers. I'm telling you, I woke up one day and I regretted it. It really just got in my head. Like, but maybe that's the anxiety talking. It really got in my head that 7,000 people have access to my life. That is creepy. I don't know these people. I don't know you. I don't know you. That creeped me out. Child. That creeped me out. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not alone. Like, there's so much stuff that doesn't make sense to me in this world. I also don't appreciate my biggest thing with like religion and Christianity, and I was raised as a Christian. I was brought up in Christianity. And I actually really believe, I still believe in God. I still believe in Christianity. Um, I don't practice as honestly and faithfully as I should. And that's totally on me. I actually prayed today for the first time in a very long time, and it felt so good to do. It's probably the reason why I'm in such a good mood. And honestly, it was a simple prayer. It was just like a prayer over my bread, my breaking bread, a prayer over like my over my meal. That's it. And that was it. You know what I mean? And I felt good. But like, I don't understand why there's like this concept of just have faith. Okay, here's my thing. Like, I don't get that. I really genuinely just don't understand that. And I probably would never understand it. If I had the opportunity to meet the Lord today and I could come back, he's like, you're not gonna die or anything like that. You could just, you have one question you can ask me. My only question would be, what is the one true religion? Is there such thing as that? Well, actually, I'll have two questions. And why? Why were there so many things out there? Like if like going to heaven and here's the thing. Here's the dream I was sold. That going to heaven was my birthright, and that all I had to do was be a good Christian girl, and I'll go to heaven. And if that's something I was entitled to, I guess what confuses me as a 24-year-old adult, oh child, I lied, 22-year-old adult, young adult, spry, young spry, hot mama. If that's something, you know, that's the case, I just don't. What? Girl, if that is something that is the case, why is it? Why is it that it's not like known, like widespread? Like that's something that should be known. You know, like actual factual. Like this is something we know for a fact. That's really strange to me. Kind of like this. Lions know that they need to eat antelopes to survive. And that's like an actual factual thing. But human beings don't know that they actual factually need to eat meat to survive. And we also don't know that God is actually factually real, that there is an afterlife, or we don't know these things. And I guess the unknowingness and like as far as being religious, so much of it is just having faith. Just have faith. Just have faith. But like, and I love that for them, but like for me, it's like I need more than faith. I need concrete evidence, and I want to be sure. You know, I just feel so badly sometimes because I'm like, is this the work of the devil? Is this the devil planting seeds of doubt in my brain? And like, then I think of like how a lot of religions like Jehovah Witnesses and Scientology, which honestly I don't I don't consider Scientology the same way as I consider Christianity. Let me just say that they are Christian, or you know, but a lot of religions are now being accused of like cults, being called categorized as a cult. Like Christians are being categorized as cults. And there are Christian cults like the Church of God where they force children to have sex with, whatever, just gross stuff that I saw on. I guess the confusing part is why is there so much confusion. And here's the thing, when I think about stuff like this, I'm not thinking from a point of, I'm just a very open person. And with that openness comes a lot of confusion, and there comes a lot of seeking for answers. But there's also acceptance that I'll maybe never have the answers. But you know what I realized? One thing that has helped me, I know God is real, 1 billion%. God is real. Okay, that's okay. Synthetic wig. That is something that I'm not debating. Like, I'm not going for a debate. Like, God is real. And I say that because, and I used to really think like God was about like making sure you get all the commandments right, making sure you don't do any of the major sins like sex before marriage, or being homosexual, you know what I mean? But like with age and wisdom and time and just meeting and interacting with people, I realized like that is what God is. That's how God shows up every day. God is the person that will, he's in the person, he or she is in the person that will see you on the side of a road, stranded, and all four of your tires done popped. And guess what? They just so happen to have four extra tires that fit your car in their trunk with the equipment to change them. And guess what? They're gonna do it for you for free, and they're gonna give you all the tires and let you go ahead about your business because something told them to buy those tires. That's God. Like, that is God. Things like that have happened to me. That's God. And some people may say like, oh no, that's just the universe. But for me, that's the same. Like, think about it. Who is the universe? What's the universe? What do you think? Like, duh. I'm just so like, but still with that comes like a lot of confusion because like, oh my God. Oh my goodness. It's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get the money for the rent. It's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get the money for the rent. It's also in love. Like, loving your friends, your family members, your significant other. Them displaying love to you in return. I find God in that. It's so confusing. And you know what's strange? I know for a fact I'm not the only person in the world with these questions, with these thoughts, because that's just not how the word works. It doesn't work like that. Like, if one person thinks it, we all thought it at one point. Well, not maybe, okay, I'm stretching. If one person, like, I'm having this thought, I guarantee there's someone else with similar thoughts, or if not the exact same. Yeah. So, my biggest thing here is just to like help myself get out of my bubble, communicate my emotions, get my thoughts that's in my head twirling around out. And this feels good. Like, I gave myself an hour of just pondering, and that's cool. Um Plenty of videos coming soon. Don't worry. And I'm still gonna do my own. I'm gonna do the live streams every day, 60 minutes a day. But I'm also gonna edit videos and post them. And those will be the more like planned, conversational, like. And I'll try to make them as funny and as lighthearted as possible. I'll probably do a few story times because I just love story time content. Um, I love story time content. And my story times are going to be a bit different because they're going to be based in spirituality and religion and things like that. And right now, I'm just having difficulty finding my belief system. And what I think that I'll end up doing is going back to Christianity and finding that again. That's what I'm thinking I'll end up doing. And I don't, oh my gosh, I don't have and I just wish I knew what was correct so I could just do the right thing. Like, that's pretty much what it is for me. It's like, if I don't know what to do, how do I know that I'm doing the right thing? Here's my thing, like, I guess it kind of gets me is like thinking, if I don't worship God appropriately, I'm going to hell. Did you know that was in the Bible? Like, what? That's not fair. I didn't know. Like, I really didn't know. That's not fair. Like, but then again, to keep it all the way 100, I read the Bible when I was a kid, but as an adult, as someone who's like a full blown adult, I have not read a Bible page to page. As a child, studying the Bible throughout my lifetime in church, like reading it and processing that information as an adult, that's something I'm looking to do. And for me, it's not. I'm not like attached to this concept. And I had a friend, and she kind of was seeking answers as well. But for me, like, I believe God is real, and that's actual factual. Whether or not I choose to worship my God through Christianity or Islam or Buddhism, Hinduism, that's my business. And either way, my God is gonna love me. So, yeah, I'm gonna post another video about astral projection, and I'm gonna post a bunch of stuff. So I kind of want to keep talking, but like since I said I want to keep these videos at an hour, the lives, I don't know. Who knows? I might be the next, like next thing popping on YouTube as long as you stay consistent. Honestly, a lot of YouTubers popped just by being consistent, having good healthy content, by just, I would love to do reaction videos. I'm a big fan of, I was gonna say Fresh and Fit, but I'm not a fan of them. I watched a few of their clips. I've never watched a video start. Actually, I have. I watched. I'm thinking of a video that I did watch start to fit. It was hilarious. But it's not them. I think it's Iba. I'm a huge fan of them. Let's see. It's like two guys. Iba, I believe his name is. And they do reaction videos all day long, and they talk about stuff and I'm like really in agreement, but I love the way they speak. They don't speak from like a, you're wrong for this, you're correct for that. They speak from like, well, maybe this is a little different from what you're accustomed to, and maybe you should Abba and preach. I'm a huge fan. Shout out to them. But and I would love to do reaction videos that they do. Do some like that. And just anything that my brain thinks of, anything funny, uplifting, positive, whatever the case may be, I pop that out there. Yeah. I feel like this is a good like intro video. I'm definitely gonna do a shorter one so that I can post it. So I can post it like in that little section where it's like welcome to YouTube. But I may just 5-minute video. Hi, my name is Joy. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, I also have videos of Ace that's gonna go up, but I'm debating whether or not I should put those videos up here or whether or not I should put those videos up on his page. So I'll probably do both. Whatever. I mean, hey, you can post the same video twice and make money off of it. Who cares? Like, I'm really hoping that this like pops off and I can make some money from just talking. That would be dope. Wouldn't that be dope? Just to make money off of like, that's amazing. Amazing. Yeah. I was feeling myself tonight. Honestly, you guys seen, well, I have a video where I have no makeup on, no wig, no nothing. My skin is still just as pretty. I mean, obviously not the blush, but I was feeling myself tonight. Like the makeup was on a 10. My makeup tonight was really nice. It was on a 10. It was given a 10. And you know what it was? Honestly, I got so many compliments. And you know what it was? No funny. It was a synthetic wig. Look, that makes my face. A synthetic wig did that? A synthetic wig? Yeah, it did. Makes my face. Look. Now, don't get it twisted. She's still fresh under this wig, baby. I have my own little braids in that I did myself, and they look cute. But yeah, I was really feeling this look. Like, I think this is like a nice signature look to have. It's really pretty, I think. Here, let me know what you guys think in the comments. But also, like, don't let me know because, one thing that I see as an adult that I'm getting away from, I used to be someone who was like very self conscious about the way that I looked. Um, I have facial paralysis. I was born with facial paralysis. That's a story time for another day. Okay? Living life with facial paralysis. I probably will record a video because I'm not going to go to sleep anytime soon. So I'll probably stay up and, you know what? Let me just end this live, start another live, and talk about facial paralysis. No, no, no. Let me not rush it. Let me do it. You see this? Indecisiveness? Problematic. Problematic. Like, being a Gemini is tough. Everyone wants to say, like, being a Gemini, blah, blah, blah. You're two-faced. You're two-faced, blah. No one ever talks about how difficult it is to be a Gemini. It's really hard. We're very indecisive. Very indecisive. And we change our minds like that. But, long story short, what was I going to say? Hmm. Girl, we gotta give her a minute. We gotta give her a minute, child. Don't worry, it's gonna come back to her. Who knows? I'm oh, born with facial paralysis. Oh, I used to be really big into like the way I looked, the way I look as far as my face and stuff. But like honestly, I think I'm really grateful for my mental health challenges because it makes me realize what's really important in life. Like who cares if your face is different, bro? Like who cares? If you have facial paralysis, like still pretty, still gorgeous, with or without makeup, like with or without a wig, you're still a beautiful person who deserves life. Who cares about the little shit like your face or having facial paralysis or being, you know, dragged through hell for that? No, that stuff doesn't matter. It matters to some people because, like, if you want to live a superficial lifestyle, and I guess I shouldn't say superficial because I don't want to offend anybody. I feel like to each his own. If you believe like looks, no joy, looks matter to me. Like, what do you mean? They matter to me. If that's what it is. But me, I just actively made the decision. Like, that's not how I want to live my life. And once I did that, I felt so relieved because it took a lot of pressure off of myself. It made me realize, like, I will never be the perfect version of myself. Sorry, I will never be the perfect version of myself. It just looked like I pulled my breast up, but I didn't. I will never be the perfect version of myself, because guess what? No much, no matter how much plastic surgery a person, a woman, a man, or whatever, or sorry, I'm gonna say a person because I don't want to offend anybody. A person, no matter how much surgery a person can get, there will always be something else that they will find that they're not loving about themselves, that they could change or critique or fix or change, you know. So for me, I'm not saying that I would never get surgery, but for me, I've just made the active decision to accept myself for what I am, for who I am, for what I look like, and love on me for that. And it's okay that I'm not like a supermodel or whatever the case may be. It's okay. Whatever. There are supermodels who hate being supermodels. Like, let me just appreciate the life that I have. Let me just appreciate what I have for me. And one more thing I would like to say is, and okay, and then that's really where I was going with that. Like, from that point on, I started to really think of looks differently. I want to make myself look presentable when I'm in public for myself, because honestly, looking nice for myself gives me the confidence to move outside, to be myself, to dance with strangers, to speak to strangers, to look people in the eye when they're talking to me. But if I'm like haven't showered in weeks and I have like sweatpants and a sweatshirt on that has like burrito juice on it, I'm not going to want to do those things. And depression will leave you there. Depression will leave you in the same sweatshirt for months. Depression will do that to you. It's really bad. If your mental health gets bad, you can let go of your hygiene. Been there, done that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I mean, maybe there is something wrong with it because you don't want to stay that way. But like the fact that you're experiencing that, don't feel bad. Is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I was just saying, like, aside from like, I love to make myself look presentable, nice, and decent, and feel beautiful when I go step out. But now I don't feel like I'm not like harvesting the like beauty standard in my spirit anymore. In some ways, I am, because it takes a lot of to de what's the word when you unbrainwash yourself, is decentralized or something like that. But it takes a lot of effort to kind of get those thoughts out. Like, listen, I love me, I'm great. Like, it takes a lot of effort to do that. But so today's my first live. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a video. So I'm gonna look into YouTube algorithms and figure out how many videos I should do a week. I'm thinking maybe 3 a week. Oh, I was gonna say, is it giving 3? But then I realized I have one here. Maybe 3 a week for as far as the algorithm, and hopefully that will help me. But girl, maybe 3 a week, and hopefully that will keep me on my toes, and hopefully that will, but definitely every day for at least the next 30 days, because it gives me something to do. It gives me, you know, and I'm gonna really, just think about my next video and what I'm gonna do for it. And I just want to thank you for coming to speak to me on this live. Um, I mean, I think 2 people popped in, each for like 5 minutes, and then dipped out. But it's cool. Like, at least somebody popped in. Like, this is my first hour live, and 2 people popped in. I'm very excited about that. So, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and end this live. I'll wash my makeup off, set my hair for the night, and I'll be back tomorrow. I probably will do my live earlier tomorrow. Um, yeah. And I want to talk about, I guess I know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. It's going to be about dating. Because right now I'm navigating dating. And I want to speak about my experience dating. And honestly, it takes a lot to get on this camera and speak openly about your life. So that's just something that I'm gonna have to lay a ground rule, and I think I'm gonna refilm my introduction video tomorrow as well. Like my rules that I want respected on this channel, that will be respected on this channel, and we're gonna manifest that in the name of the Lord, amen. Um, but yeah, I really want to put love into the world, and I think that I've just been in a space where I felt so drained emotionally that I wasn't able to offer up the love that I have to give. But honestly, not to toot my own horn, but my love is a special type of special. It's a special type of love. It's something that's so special that I had to say it twice. It's a special type of special, the love that I have to offer. My love is healing. If you can have cancer, if I love on you, you'll be cured. Did you know that? Literally, that's, and I want to put that out there, and I want to talk to people and get, or not really talk to them face to face, girl. Social anxiety is another diagnosis I forgot to mention, but not talking to face to face, but that's something that I want to put out there is love. And I've been through a lot in my life, as we all have, and my path is my own, and I'm responsible for myself. I'm responsible for my own actions, my own emotions, and I do mean my own emotions, my own circumstances, and my life. I'm responsible for it all. Everything that I've done in my life, come full circle. Everything that's been done to me is because of something that I put into this world. You know? And I'm greater than my childhood. I'm greater than my trauma. And that's what I'm going to start saying in every video. We are greater than our trauma here on this channel. Could you imagine if I was that type of YouTuber? But I think that right now I just have a lot of energy because it's getting really late. And it was given, but honestly, I do stuff like this all the time. Seriously though, if you're somebody who's dealing with like any mental health, just know that you're not alone. And the best thing that I can say to you right now is to seek clarity. A lot of people do not make it through this mental health battle because they are so confused. So confused that they don't even know that their main issue is the fact that they are lost and confused. Find clarity. Find a therapist, find a doctor, someone that you can talk to. And if you talk to one person and you feel like they're not doing you justice, you are worth speaking to 1,000 people before you find a therapist, before you give up on yourself. It's not going to take you 1,000 therapists and interviews to find the one that you're going to feel comfortable with. And I know that. I'm just saying, if it takes 1,000, you're worth that. You're worth that effort. But it's not going to take 1,000. I'm just saying. That was just an example. I'm sorry if I this is a bad example. um, Whatever. But yeah. This is now 1 hour and 20 minutes, and I'm still grinding my chops. I'm very anxious. I'm gonna take my medication and go to sleep. So it was nice talking here. I feel good. I feel really good. I'm just gonna do this quick. The whole point of this was to start my video diaries. But like what? I didn't even do it. So today, literally today, all I did was sleep. I slept majority of the day. Well, actually, did I sleep today? I slept for 1 hour. And I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos. I watched Tokyo Tony. I watched Baggers Club. I watched just clips of VH1, which I need to get out of that stuff. Just because I want to see if it's true. Like if you clear your energy of negativity, how it would catapult your lifestyle or the things that you want. So yeah, that's what I did. I hung out with my cat. I fixed breakfast. It was like a bell pepper breakfast, and I'll probably will post a video about that in the future. It's so good. Um, what else did I do? I took my dog for a walk. Gave him a bath yesterday, but I took him for a walk today, which he goes for a walk every day. And I want to take him to the park tomorrow, the Arboretum. And what else did I do? It was my friend's birthday, so I celebrated her birthday with her. And that's pretty much it. Now I'm back home. Oh, I spoke to my attorney for like 2 hours. It was a really great conversation, and things are looking up for me. And that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to jinx anything. So I'm gonna go to sleep now. Thank you so much for tuning in. No one's here, but one day in the future I'll be saying that, and there'll be a plethora of people here. So, and this is in the near future. Like, I give it 2 months. Watch. Thank you. Bye.